I used to think this shot was cool. That was until I tried to recreate it. This shot drove me mad. It gave me nightmares. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. The only thing I could think of was this shot. Some say I was too close to the case, but I didn't care. Yeah, I lost my wife. I lost my kids. I lost it all. And was I able to pull it off? Was the sacrifice worth it? Earl Strickland is one of the best pool players to play the game of 9-ball. His nickname is Earl the Pearl Strickland because it rhymes. That's pretty much it. But being one of the greats, it isn't surprising that he has had some great shots. But this may be one of the craziest kick combos to win a game of 9-ball that I have ever seen. And thinking that this was a cool shot, I went to the pool hall to try and recreate it, without knowing what I was about to go through. So, on attempt 1, I start by using a parallel shift system to make a 2-rail kick that I learned from the YouTube pool coach, Dr. Dave. And I line it up what I think is correctly, and I completely miss the 2-ball. Now, the way that you use this kicking system is you find the midpoint between the cue ball and the ball you want to hit. And from that midpoint, you draw a line into the corner pocket that you want to kick around. After that, you parallel shift that line over your cue ball. That's the line you want to hit down. Then you got to use top right English, and it's not working. Dr. Dave lied to me. I can't believe it. Dr. Dave didn't lie to me, but I'll get back to that later on. So on attempt number 5, I changed my aim a little bit, and I hit the 2-ball finally. I didn't combo it into the 9, but you're saying there's a chance. Now, after making contact with the 2-ball 3 times in a row, I actually gave up the kicking system that Dr. Dave made a video about on his YouTube channel, and instead I did something a lot more strategic. I just aimed at a specific point on the end rail that I memorized that would make me hit the 2-ball. And even though I could get it to hit the 2-ball sometimes, that wasn't super useful either, because I would still miss, and I honestly wasn't learning anything, and hitting and hoping just is not a good strategy. Who would have thought? And on attempt 18, I get so close. It's almost on the right line, and I hit it just too soft. But my faith in the hitting and hoping system just went up. And it should not have. But regardless of what I should or shouldn't do, I just kept hitting and hoping, memorizing a spot on the end rail because I was actually kind of consistently hitting the underside of the 2-ball, getting it down the table where it needed to go. Even though I missed the 2-ball here and here. On attempt 31, I hit the 2-ball and then the cue ball comes around, and am I gonna scratch? No, I'm not. Let's go. All right, I'm not gonna show you every miss, but I will show you this miss. And these misses. On attempt 40, I finally make a kick combo. It's not with the right balls, but it's still pretty cool. And to give myself a break, I try and run out from here and do a 2-9 combo, and I miss it. And I know that I'm trying to make the 2-ball hit the 9-ball, but after attempt 49, I start thinking to myself, maybe Earl Strickland was trying to just kick the 2-ball into the side rail because it seemed a lot easier and I was able to consistently get it close 3 times in a row. But I still didn't make it, so I'm not good at that kick shot either. Or you know what, I'm just not good at kicks. And on attempt 59, I overcut the 2-ball just too much, but I decided to run out from here, and this time I actually get a successful run out. Heck yeah, pool is easy. Pool is very hard. On attempt 61, I hit the wrong side of the 2-ball, but I almost caromed the cue ball into the 9. And I banked the 2-ball in. Pool is easy again. Ugh, no it's not. And on attempt 73, I do a 2-rail kick carom for the 5-ball to go into the corner pocket, and then I hook myself on the 8. And if I know anything about me, I won't be able to kick out of this. Attempt 76 looks good. I just hit it way too soft and wide. On attempt 76, I just overcut the 2, and again, I hit it too soft. And on attempt 82, I make the 2-ball again. And I can run out from here. but I decide not to because I just want to make this 2-rail kick combo. Which apparently, easier said than done. And on attempt 84, I get so close again. I hit it just wide, and I think I hit it a little bit too soft, so that way the 2-ball gets affected by some table roll. So I decide that hitting it harder might work better, so I can hit the 2-ball on a more straight path. And on attempt 87, I hit the cue ball directly into the side pocket. Hitting it harder works great. And on attempt 102, I forget that I have to hit the cue ball hard, and the 2-ball moves too slow down table, and it's just overcut on the 9-ball. So on attempt 105, I do the same thing. Overcut it and hit it too soft. But on attempt 106, I finally hit the 2-ball hard, and it's moving fast enough where if it did hit the 9, it would go in, even though it missed here. And after those close calls, it was back to missing. By a lot. For a while. And after getting close but still missing on attempt 115, I felt like Earl Strickland after he missed a ball in his match. At this point, I was feeling hopeless and defeated, like I was never going to be able to make the ball. I wasn't even coming close half the time. And then, attempt 118 happened. It was perfect, but I hit the 2-ball just too soft, and the 9-ball couldn't make it into the pocket. It felt like a sign that I shouldn't keep pushing, but I kept at it. And then, on attempt 121, a little glimmer of hope. I made the 2-ball, just missed the 9, but it went in the same pocket that I was going for. And then I thought I could run out these balls, and I just got way out of position. And then, I missed the bank. Oh well, back to missing the 2-ball. On attempt 130, I realized that the 5-ball isn't on the table anymore. So on attempt 131, I put it back, and I missed the 2-ball, but at least now the table looks accurate. And after missing on attempt 140, some guy at the pool hall came over to me and said, "Hey, the reason why you're missing this shot is because you're doing it wrong. You aren't supposed to be using right English, you're supposed to be using left English." So he uses left English, and then he misses it. And then he missed again. And then he missed again. And then he missed again. Good try, buddy. So, after his convincing demonstration, I decided to stick with using right-hand English because it seems to be working a lot better. And then, on attempt 143, it almost pays off. So take that, random pool hall guy, I got closer than you did. Even though it did take me 143 tries. But we don't need to talk about that. And on attempt 152, I finally kicked the 2-ball into the side pocket. But it's not the shot, so I have to keep shooting. And then I missed the 2-ball a bunch of times in a row. Man, I'm good at pool. And attempt 173 is another heartbreaker. And on attempt 181, I almost make the 2-ball in the top corner pocket. It just rattles there, so I decide to hit it in, and I follow it in and scratch. So for now, I give up. But not for long. Okay, maybe a little long. And after the break, I still miss. And that's because I'm still hitting and hoping. And as you can see, it still doesn't work. Even though I do get really close on attempt 186. I just hit it too soft yet again. And after missing on attempt 190, my camera dies, so I'm forced to take another break. Now during my break, I got a lot better at pool. But even when I was getting better, I could still only think about this shot. I had to do it. I had to give it another try. I'm not a quitter, even though sometimes I really wish I was a quitter. But I came back, and I came back with a fresh perspective. And upon closer inspection, I realized that this wasn't a 2-ball into the 9-ball combo. It was the 4-ball. So this time, I set up the balls correctly so that the 4-ball could combo into the 9-ball. I also learned how to do the 2-rail kicking system correctly, and I was able to hit the 4-ball right off the bat. Now for this 2-rail kicking system to work, first you have to find the midpoint between your cue ball and the ball that you're trying to kick. Then you gotta draw a line through it and shift that line over to your cue ball and aim down that line. But after it, you can't simply just hit running English on it, or in this case, the right side of the cue ball. You actually have to stroke the cue ball for the spin to take correctly. And by stroke, I mean following through. So for the two-rail kick system to work, you need to stroke through or follow through with running English, in this case right-hand English, so that the spin takes correctly off the second rail and you can accurately aim. So see, Dr. Dave didn't lie to me. I just didn't know how to stroke the ball. Sorry for the accusations, Dr. Dave. And applying this stroke, that's the reason why I got close on attempt 202 and why I'm getting close to making it on attempt 203. Now, after quickly missing on attempt 204, on attempt 205, I realized that the 4 ball isn't moving fast enough to make contact with the 9 ball. So I have to hit the cue ball a lot harder on my next attempts, and that's exactly what I do. But I keep hitting it just shy of the 4 ball or end up overcutting it. And this is because when you hit the cue ball harder, you actually sharpen the angle that the cue ball kicks off of the second rail at. Meaning that if you hit hard, the cue ball is going to come off the second rail under from where you're aiming. Which is exactly what's happening here. So on attempt 212, I actually aim to hit the cue ball wide of the 4 ball, and then I hit it hard, and the cue ball comes off at a sharp angle and hits the 4 ball head on, and I almost carom in the 9 ball. So I just adjust my aim for the next couple of shots so that way I can feel how much the angle gets sharpened off that second rail. And on attempt 215, I bring it all together. I aim using the parallel shift system to hit full on the 4 ball, I hit it with stroke, and I hit it hard to sharpen the angle, and it goes right in. Finally! Let's go! Man! That was hard! I'm just glad I finally made it. And you know what's crazy? Hitting it and hoping didn't work. Getting better at pool and reasoning out the shot, that's what made me make this ball. Who would have thought? So, what did I learn? Well, first, Earl Strickland is really good at pool. Second, hitting the ball and hoping, it's not a good strategy for making a ball. Third, if you want to use the parallel shift system to make a two-rail kick, you totally can. You just have to remember that besides the aiming, you also have to stroke through the ball with running English. You can't just poke at it. Fourth, if you want to hit harder with the two-rail kick system, it is going to sharpen the angle, so you need to take that into account when you're aiming. And the system is accurate enough for you to actually take into account that change in aim from hitting it harder. And lastly, Dr. Dave doesn't lie. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. And thank you so much to Nick's Billiards for letting me shoot this shot at their pool hall.